Hey Insiders, it's your girl Nicole, aka NR the Insider. Y'all, I done dropped my paper. Okay, so I'm back with some more tips and tricks for y'all. So this video is about my 6 tips to online law school. So in the middle of spring semester, just a quick story. In the middle of spring semester, this past spring, we went online right after spring break. So we had March, April, and a little bit of May worth of instruction online. And then I've been doing summer school classes online too. And over that time, I've developed some really good tips for law school online. So here we go. Keep your camera on. Okay, because if you turn that camera off, you're gonna be distracted. You're gonna be walking to the kitchen, talking to your roommate, talking to your family, watching TV on your phone, all that. Keeping your camera on will definitely keep you more focused. In my experience, I know that I got the most lazy when I started turning my camera off because your girl would be tired, but don't do that. And in my summer school classes, I try to keep my camera on all the time unless I have to use the bathroom or something. But I feel like I'm much more engaged when I have my camera on. Raise your hand, don't be shy. Like, I feel like you really need to treat this like you're in person. Of course, it's not the same, but the little raise hand function on Zoom is very important. It's kind of weird though, because like on Zoom, you can feel, or whatever online platform, you can feel like even more of a gunner, but who cares? It don't matter. You're trying to secure the bag and connect with your professor. So raise your hand and be active in class. And even if your professors are recording the lectures so you can watch them later on, please don't depend on that, because let me just be real with you. In the spring when I was taking property, was it property? No, scratch that. One of my classes in the spring, the professor would record everything. And so I was like, okay, you know, I'm tired today. I'm gonna pay attention kinda, but not really, blah, blah, blah. So I'm gonna just watch the recording later. No, don't depend on that, because when it comes down for finals or whatever, you ain't gonna feel like sitting there watching a 2-hour, 3-hour recording of your professor. And you're gonna wish that you would have been paying attention because you could have asked questions in class. So pay attention, and please don't rely on the idea that you're gonna go back and watch every single recording, because that's just not realistic. Have a good workspace. At a certain point, I just started to make sure that I made my bed up every single day, cleaned off my desk, put a nice little shirt on to make it feel like I was actually doing something. And I'm like, girl, this is just a stupid tip. No, it's actually important, because if you're sitting here in a messy house, or you just got on a little t-shirt, got your scarf on because you're looking like you're ready for bed, you're not gonna feel like you're really getting the class experience, and that's really what you're trying to do. So have a good workspace, set yourself up nicely, eat breakfast, put your clothes on, and get ready for the day. Brush your teeth, wash your face, all that. Go to office hours. I know it's probably gonna feel awkward having office hours on Zoom, especially with a new professor, but that's really the only way you're gonna get to connect with your professors. You know, because usually, like, if you're in person on campus, you might see them in the hallway, hey, how you doing, you know? Or they might come to a organization meeting where they're like an advisor, and you can talk to them there. But all of that stuff is gonna be very difficult to accomplish. So go to office hours, have good questions, or even if you wanna talk about career stuff, just don't be afraid to go to office hours online. I am the biggest proponent of office hours. Now, I can say that a few times I was like, man, I should have went to office hours more, but I think that actually going to office hours has helped me build connections with the professors in the online classes that I'm in right now. Like, for example, one class that I'm taking now, we have like a whole phone conversation. I was like, this is gonna be really awkward, because like, what, talking on the phone with your professor? But it wasn't, and he really helped me out a lot and put me on game. So go to office hours. And my last little piece of advice, you should take this with a grain of salt, use it sparingly, but don't be afraid to use the chat. So I noticed that in a few of my classes, people might drop like helpful links, or maybe just comment on something somebody said, like, oh yeah, I agree with that. Don't be doing it all the time, because it'll be annoying, but I think that the professor is gonna see you as a more engaged student, and it'll be easier for you to make friends and stay engaged. So if you're shy, I get why you wouldn't want to do that, but if you feel comfortable using the chat, I feel like you should. Don't feel weird, like, because if you were in class in person, well, I guess you would be chatting. But I guess this is just another opportunity for you to communicate with your classmates and your professor. You know, just drop a little, oh, I agree with that comment, Susan, or wow, professor, that's really, you know, or I found a link to this article, you know, little stuff like that. And people actually appreciate it. So those are my 6 tips for online law school. Insiders, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have questions or suggestions for other videos, let me know. Bye.